ComEd. So we're very happy to have them as a new sponsor. All right, speaking of sustainability, recycled paint is next.
That's not just a tree in your yard, it's an investment. It's a windbreak. It's a natural work of art. It's part of the family, which is why you want Bartlett tree experts to care for your trees. Now is a great time to go to Bartlett.com and see what they can do for you. Did you know that winter's a prime time to have your trees pruned? One of the reasons is that without leaves, the structure of the tree is easier to evaluate. Also, it's a great time to inspect your trees for any visibly hazardous conditions or structural issues. It's also easier now.
What are you doing there?
Just a Facebook Live.
Oh, cool.
He's living the Facebook Live.
I'm living the Facebook
Oh my goodness, it's great.
Cool.
Even more, we should share that too. This is it's like infinite. It's like an Escher painting.
Never thought. We have the Dada show. What is it? Because every tree needs a champion.
I don't know where you want this for sound.
So you're going to want to have it close. Bring it close to you, and then he's going to do a mic check.
Hi, mic check.
Oh, Purple Mattress, you know how to support me.
Hey, I'm just a mattress.
I can barely hear you.
Your volume is...
There we go. Yeah, I'm a little better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Sibilance. Fuck, I missed an opportunity.
Okay. All right.
Sibilance.
Whole night through.
If you're... But you have 100 days to return me for a full refund.
And give up the best night's
Were you
sleep
going to talk
I've had
about
since
your
I learned
brush
to
with
walk?
fame? Or?
No way.
I don't know if we have time for that. We can do that real quick.
Come home to a Purple Mattress
Yeah,
by texting RELAX to 84888.
You're going to be on for 2 segments. You got 2 segments here, so you'll go till 45.
That's fun. Yeah, we could talk about anything you want. Especially paint.
I know. I've got some in my basement that I probably should get rid of.
Sure. You and everyone else.
I know. And,
Have some in the basement, some in the garage.
Stop
Yeah.
paying for coal to burn.
Yeah.
Choose the
Oh, well, we'll
easiest
get to it
way
because
to
I got
switch
some
to
questions
clean
about it. I
energy
just
today.
find this whole thing
Hero
fascinating.
Power offers a no-hassle
So do
option
I.
for Illinois residents
Still.
to pay for
I know.
renewable electricity sources like wind and solar and keep paying the same rate as they did with ComEd. The same rate. It's a no-brainer.
Oh, you know
Your
what I
money
forgot?
goes toward renewable energy.
Are
and
you
you'll
live
avoid
already?
long-term
I'm live already,
charges,
yeah.
termination
There
fees,
goes.
or the need to schedule another appointment. You can do
Buzz,
all
buzz,
of
mumble,
this
mumble.
in just 3 minutes and drastically reduce your carbon footprint right now. So don't just complain about climate change. Do something about it by switching to Hero Power.
We're just like playing with your
I know, right?
Facebook feed. Whoops.
Utilizing our natural wind and solar energy. It's a reliable and convenient way to switch to paying for
windy.
premium electricity at
Flew
no
right
extra
over.
cost. Let's fight for a clean energy future
So,
together. Get
well, this is
clean
gonna be
energy
fun.
in just a few clicks at myheropower.com. Enroll today at myheropower.com.
Have you ever walked into
I
a
love-
hair
I love
salon and
product
been
placement.
overwhelmed
Right?
by the smell of
Yeah.
chemicals? Well, that's never going to happen.
Putting
at
my
Organic
7 years of
Roots
college
Eco
of marketing to the test with that right there.
Did you really study marketing?
Professional
Yeah,
hair products
yeah.
available to
Oh,
make sure
then you can help me with the show afterward. Okay.
Sure, sure.
And won't
Yeah.
harm the environment
Building my
or
social
you.
media
Their
empire.
salon products and services are free from
Yes, and
ammonia,
thank you for
formaldehyde, and other toxins
tweeting,
typically
Facebooking,
found
and
in
Instagramming that you were
germs
gonna be
and
on.
keratin
Always,
supplements.
yeah.
Organic
You know, you
Roots
have to
also
get
offers
people-
a complete
you have to
range
wake
of
people
safe
up.
straightening treatments,
So,
including the non-toxic
They're always scrolling
Magic
for
Sleep
something
and
to do.
Suzanne
You
Yes.
scroll
Beauty
endlessly for
products
something to
that let
catch your
you
attention.
Shampoo the same day. They even repurpose hair clippings
All
for
right.
recycled product containers and use LED lighting. Now that's green. Walk into 21st Century Hair Care for women and men at Organic Roots Eco Salon, 3417 Dempster in Skokie. Book your appointment at organicrootsecosalon.com or call 847-423-2653. Health and beauty. You no longer have to sacrifice one for the other.
The Dave Ramsey Show.
There's a few people that work harder than Dave Ramsey. I'm not mad at Beyonce, and I suspect most of y'all would rather look at her on a screen than me.
Weekdays at 1 on Smart Talk.
This this is the holiday season now. This is my favorite Xmas carol, shall I say. Happy Xmas season, everybody.
And we lost a week with Thanksgiving being late, so we're really going to have to load the songs in.
And then when I get out of here, I'm running over to the Edward Hines Jr. VA Hospital near Maywood. In actually Hines, Illinois, they have their own zip code in their own area. I don't know if it's considered a village or what.
Yeah.
And we're going to be doing some caroling for the vets today. It's very excited. We're going to have a group of the Frozen Robins come by and sing for the veterans there, set up by our friend Diane Ahrens, who owns a business called Piece of Cake Bakery in East Dundee, Illinois, and she is
cookies.
Oh yeah, to die for. They're just, you buy cookies in a bakery sometimes. You go, that's okay. Yeah, I don't think that's their strong suit. Not with her. Oh boy, these are just fabulous cookies, and I'm hoping she brings some.
So if you are watching us on Facebook Live right now on the Mike Nowak Show or earthpaint.org, you will see Mike.
That's right. We're on
You will see Mike all dressed up, and that's why.
And this is why. And speaking of Earth Paint, we have Chris McCarthy in the studio, who is the founder of earthpaint.org. It's based in Wooddale, Illinois. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming down or up or sideways to the station, whatever. This is one of the most fascinating things I've heard of in a long time, and it was Peggy who introduced me to this because there's a piece in Natural Awakening Chicago magazine about earth paint. And for years, you've read, if you had paint and you were trying to dispose of it properly, basically the advice was, let it dry, throw it into the landfill. Yeah.
Kitty litter.
Oh, it just hurts me so bad to hear that. Yeah.
That is not what you do, is it?
That used to be the way, and now there's a better way. And so this, opportunity to tell people that, you've got a product that can be recycled.
Mm-hmm. And we're talking latex paint, right?
Yeah, latex paint. Yeah,
water-based.
Right.
And that's why they would say let it dry, because oil-based would take forever to do that. And
you don't want your garage or basement to smell like oil-based paint either. I mean, that's no fun.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you like that sort of thing, but
maybe you do.
Watching paint dry.
Yeah.
But
I do that a lot.
So how is it that you got involved in this?
The short story is, I've been a paint contractor for going on 15 years. And then when
you told me you had a marketing degree.
Well, yeah, that kind of went into it. There's a longer story.
Oh, okay.
So I'll give you the short version.
Okay, give me the short version here.
I'll start in the middle when Earth Paint came to be. So after painting thousands of homes and then getting my real estate license and trying to sell those homes, there was one thing that we had in common, and it was, what do I do with all this old paint that came with the house when I bought it, or previous owners even, and it's just accumulated. And I said, you know what, there's got to be a way. Let me look into it. And after a year or so, I realized that we could recycle this product.
But you will probably also realize that nobody else was doing that?
In the Midwest, no. I'm the crazy guy that's kind of doing this thing. So
it was happening on the coasts.
There are some states that do fund it, and we're not that lucky. So
maybe we will get there.
Well, I hope so someday, if I have anything to do with it and get people excited about what it is that we do. But so I learned from those states on what kind of they were doing. And then we take it a step further because I felt it was really important to employ people who were having difficulty finding employment. So, we started to collect all of this paint and what we call batch together and restrain it. And that turned into Earth Paint, where we now do it 1,000 gallons a week.
What are some? And by the way, speaking of 1,000, I have thousands of questions for you. Okay, but you talked about employing people who otherwise might not be employed, but it's a particular kind of. I mean, it's not. In some places, when they say that, they mean previously incarcerated, and there are other kinds of difficult to employ people. What about in your business?
So my main specialty was trying to empower people that have special needs or a disability, where you may have you don't have to do that one job that everybody sees, pushing carts or whatever, because we have many, many different tasks at Earth Paint that can be done by really anyone. And when you're in our building, you're not disabled. Mm-hmm. We have something that you will be good at, and then we'll challenge you to find another task that you may not be good at that we can, build your skill set.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to mention it now so that I can mention it later, so folks know that you have a GoFundMe campaign going on right now.
Thank you. Yes.
And I've got the link at MikeNowak.net. If you go to GoFundMe, it's Save Our Special Needs Program. All right.
Which when I did that, I didn't realize that was going to be the whole URL. So it's kind of long. So if you go to earthpaint.org,
there's direct.
It is, yeah. I mean, it sums up what we're trying to do.
Or you just go to my website. You can click right on that link. It'll take you right to the page. So there you go.
Yeah.
And what do you mentioned that you need to do this now because, of course, I didn't realize this, but it makes sense. There's a down season for painting and for people who are willing to bring in paint, right?
That's correct. I mean, I was listening to you guys earlier when you talk about this early cold snap. We didn't really have fall. And so generally in the fall, we're doing all of that final collection of paint, which gives us something to do throughout the winter. This year, that didn't really happen. Ooh. We kind of shut down early. It gets cold. You can't leave paint outside to freeze. So we want to get all that stuff into our building so that we can process it and reprocess it. But then you have the other side where this paint product that we make, the sales slow down significantly with that too, because people are focused on the holidays. And so our GoFundMe page or all of the donations that we collect, whether it's through that or through Facebook, are really kind of solidifying the employment that we have through these tough months for us.
Yeah.
And you're trying to raise $15,000 before the end of the year. Now, if you look at the total they're looking at, it's a huge number. But $15,000 by the end of the year is a really reasonable goal, I think.
And you have a matching gift with that.
We do, yes. So, and that's really the big incentive and the big push for this year, because if we do raise $15,000, we'll have a $15,000 matching gift. But if we don't hit that $15,000, we don't get the match. So that's the incentive for us to really push and push and push and enlighten people and get people to, maybe offer slightly more than they probably would have, considering we want to get to that number as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And earthpaint.org is a nonprofit.
It is, yes. There it is.
So for listeners who might say, but you sell paint, why are you a nonprofit? Why are you doing a fundraiser?
Well, because people don't know much about recycled paint. There isn't much of a market for it right now, and people don't realize that it's a really great product. And so in order for us to kind of fund our activities to actually make that paint and have it available for people again, we have to go the traditional route of fundraising. So
I understand that. I mean, you're just ramping up the business right now. How long has the business been around?
About 6 years.
Okay.
And we've grown from about about the size of this studio.
Really?
A small little retail place that we just wanted to give it a shot and give it a try. And it turned out that people were like, please, oh my gosh, thank you. Help me get rid of all this paint.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine. Nobody, you've got those cans piling up in your basement, in your garage. What an opportunity. So here's what I would say, folks. First of all, you got to do it now because Chris has had a tough time getting people to donate their paint. So I know you got it sitting there. I know you're thinking, wow, it's the holidays. I'd really like to get rid of this before we get into the holidays. Take it over there. And where do they deliver it? Or do you pick any up?
Well, let me give you some information. So the process of recycling the paint is extremely labor intensive.
All right.
And so because our funding doesn't really exist from the state, we do charge a fee to bring the paint in.
Sure.
So if you have those small quarts, those are $2.50 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a gallon, those are $5 a piece. And those 5-gallon pails are $12.
All right, let me ask you a question. Can they take their latex paint, combine it into a bigger container like a gallon if they want, or a 5-gallon, and then just bring that to you?
That's a really awesome question, and that's a big no.
Oh, really?
And there's a reason for it. It's not just because we, are trying to collect a dollar amount, because I understand that that's how people would kind of save money.
Yeah,
exactly.
And also save room in their car.
Well, exactly. But you figure each one of those containers is really important for us to receive and recycle properly.
Yeah.
The majority of the paint that people are buying from big box stores comes in these plastic paint cans. And we're the only place on earth that really has
I don't have a plastic paint can. Mine are all metal. Something bypassed me in the last few years.
I actually just heard this. It was a discussion at Thanksgiving of how the smaller cans are now plastic. Which I didn't realize either.
Yeah, and the big box stores and the brands that are sold there, I won't plug them because I'm trying to get them to change back to the metal cans.
Good for you.
Yeah. They're saying, oh, well, these plastic cans are made from recycled material, but I'm sorry, once the paint goes in them, no plastics recyclers will take that product, and it's impregnated with metal too. So we have to disassemble all of that stuff, and again, it's labor intensive. So there's the fees that we're charging helps us take all of those containers and recycle those properly as well.
And the metal cans. So if you get metal cans, are you able to recycle those as well?
The metal ones are pretty easy. Yeah, the metal recyclers are not picky. It's the plastic guys that are like, that's going to ruin my machine, and I don't want anything gumming up in there.
All right, I'm glad you brought up the point about charging for this because nothing's free in this world anymore.
I wish it was.
And
most people assume that it is, but I say, well, why don't you come and work with me for a day, and you'll see why I have to charge.
Even places like TerraCycle charge you. They say ship it to us, but you got to use our box and you got to pay for the shipping to get it there. They'll recycle almost anything in the world, but we're at a point, folks. We used to take recycling for granted, and we thought it was all free, and we can just throw it away, and it just goes away, and somebody takes care of it. It's not the way the world works anymore. It's you really need to pony up for the privilege of living on this planet. And that's the whole point. It's not just that I need to get rid of stuff. This is your rent on the planet. This is how you pay for that.
This is how you pay for all the paint you bought that you didn't really need.
Well, that's true. But you're also paying for your garbage service.
Right.
Whether it goes through your taxes.
And you're paying for your recycling. You're paying for everything. And unfortunately, in most states, the producers aren't paying, so it's the consumers that are paying.
Right. No. So, and that's another reason why we are a charity and why we've organized in that way, so that you can feel good that money is staying right within our organization, and helping us to grow our ability to do what we do and teach more people who really haven't had opportunities to be taught.
And we got less than 2 minutes here, but it takes us to the idea that paint is recyclable. I'm trying to wrap my head around that, and you combine different kinds of paints, and you can recycle that. What comes out is, we were talking yesterday on Mighty House. I was on Mighty House with Ron Cowgill, and he said, "Oh, I bet it comes out all brown." I don't know. What does it look like?
A lot of times it's kind of a gray, but you know what's great is that gray is in right now. So
it does come out gray, and that's what Rich said. He said, "Well, I've done that, and it's gray."
But you have at least 40 standard colors and custom colors.
I do, and that's another reason why it's so important not to combine those containers.
Because then you have more flexibility.
We can make the color that people actually want to put back on their walls.
All right, so you see what they've got. Okay, let's combine these three and those four, because now we have a closer color. So can you then create the specific colors, or are you sort of at the mercy of what was given to you?
There's a lot of control that we do have, and it really depends on the sorting process. And I must say that some of our folks that are on the autism spectrum really find that satisfying to sort through all of the colors. So one more reason why don't combine it, because you're taking away the favorite job of somebody.
Oh, my goodness. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah.
And it's just, it's amazing to watch somebody work and just go boom, 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 boom.
They know, and they can see it right away in a way that you'd be going, wait, is that more green or is that blue? I really know. It's like my arguments with Kathleen. She's always saying, no, that's
purple.
That's blue. No. And I say, no, that's green. And we just go back.
Just trust her.
Yeah.
She's all right.
Yeah, she's the graphics designer. I have to trust her. Okay, that's Chris McCarthy. We will be right back to talk about recycling paint.
So do you want to do the song coming back in?
Which song?
So I wrote a song.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wrote a song about Giving Tuesday, so it's not just about our nonprofit, but I hope that it would kind of, illuminate that. And other nonprofits can steal it and use it if they want. So, you want to do that real quick?
Yeah,
and then we'll dive back into paint.
We're gonna play in from the commercial break. We'll just start with you playing the song.
Oh boy! All right.
Yeah.
No lead up. No
You get the prime time. No, we'll explain it afterward.
Wow.
How long is the song?
Eligible on select 2019
What?
model year vehicles.
Yeah, minutes, okay.
I'll try and go fast.